This is absolutely the worst behavior I've ever seen out of an employee. No respect for the public whatsoever.
Violate their First Amendment rights. I had heard about them years ago when they used to go to board meetings and try to get thrown out and challenge and like, you're violating my First Amendment rights. They're bottom of the barrel, they're scum of the earth.
The Digital Side-Eye.
Please subscribe.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Digital Side-Eye. My name is Nash, and it's great to see everybody. Thank you so much for the support in the past couple videos. I greatly appreciate it. Today, we are taking you to Brighton, the town of Brighton, New York, with Auditing Erie County, Dan the Man. And if you haven't seen this video, you're in for a treat. This is one of the few times that we get to experience one of the public workers that literally rage quit her job and took to social media to talk so much smack. And I'm not gonna spoil it anymore. We're gonna take it off to Dan. And yeah, this is a good one, y'all. Stay tuned. Enjoy the show.
County fam, we got one more video about Nasty Patty because it turns out Patty has her own YouTube channel. She has 18 subscribers. Let's get her some more, of course. So Patty has a YouTube channel mainly about Dave Ramsey stuff, but she definitely made some videos about this audit, and she had a lot to say about you and
Let's
me.
go.
We're going to review some of what Nasty Patty had to say about you and I, but I'm not going to broadcast the whole thing, so if you want to see the entire thing, you can go on her channel or on Corruption Cruiser AEC.
We will definitely have the links to both of those videos in the description box below. So if you don't want to hear my commentary, you can click on those links and go watch them for yourself. Let's go.
I've posted the 3 videos we're going to be reviewing sections of in their entirety without cuts, just in case Patty goes ahead and deletes her videos. Of course, the 2 original visits are also linked in the description.
This is absolutely the worst behavior I've
Watch
ever
her.
seen out of an employee. No respect for the public whatsoever.
You can hear her.
Wow. What a only one person in this whole town hall. Everybody out here is absolutely friendly as can be. And one lady here, just absolute tyrant. Wow.
Morning.
Dan said that he went through this whole entire town hall and everyone was super, super sweet to him, except for this lady. And she's going to give you the utmost crazy excuses you'll ever hear in your life. Just get ready. This is epic. Hi, Patty the Baddie.
So today, this one's going to be a tough one. So the last video, I kind of ended abruptly and very
Like your
quickly
job?
because I was finding myself getting a little upset and I wanted to kind of cut off before I started going down the rabbit hole. And so today's video is not going to be easy either, but it needs to be done. It needs to be said.
Okay.
Because I did not have a voice in the matter. So
Actually, Patty, you did have a voice. You just chose not to use it, and you chose your emotions and didn't think anything through, and now you're in the position that you're in right now. This is all because of you. It has nothing to do with Dan or any other auditor.
today's video is titled He Stole My Job. So the last video I talked about how the First Amendment auditor came in and recorded me, and I was at my wit's end with my job, my leader. Everything was just emotionally taking a toll on me. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I tried to...
Listen, Patty, I'm sorry, but we've got to speed you up because you are umming and ahhing, and I can't handle it. Carry on, crazy.
my leader to learn to do better.
I don't want your job. I just want you to do a better job at it.
And she put in her notice, and then after the
I'm trying to do my job, and this guy's bothering me. And she's yelling at this woman and blaming it all on this woman because she didn't come out. Because Patty can't approach the public, I guess, because she's having a bad day. Really?
First Amendment auditor came through, and her lack of support, her lack of leadership, and her physical presence being in that building, and
This isn't on her.
the emotional toll it was taking on me and Melanie.
Oh.
They basically said, you're not needed anymore. You don't have to finish out the rest of the week. You're done. So at the end of the day, that day, she left, and they said, you don't have to come back. So she was done. And then that was a big relief.
Was it?
You know, for the rest of the week. And so Monday morning came, and we had a deadline. So I wanted to get there really early and start doing a bunch of stuff before the phone started ringing, before people started coming in, the emails, everything like that. So we usually open at 9:00, and I got there at 7:45 because that's just what I do. I work.
Yes.
I'm a good worker. I'm a hard worker.
Yes.
I get my work done. I go above and beyond.
Don't you love it when people brag about themselves? Don't you love that? When people have to tell you who they are, it's probably because they're not. But carry on.
And I got there 7:45 and went into my office, opened my computer, turned on my music, and I said, well, I'm going to make some coffee, and grabbed my Ramsey mug, and I was ready to go make some coffee. And I was like, you know what? Let me open up my email, start that up, and then I'll go make some coffee. And when I opened up my email, all of a sudden, my email box was downloading.
Oh, no.
Just a flood of emails. And I'm like,
oh,
what is
no.
going on? And then I looked over at the phone, and the phone started ringing. And it's 7:45 in the morning on a Monday morning. I'm like, what is going on? So then I start opening up the emails, and it was just a flood of emails.
Why?
Angry.
Yeah.
Troll, cellar dwellers.
Cellar dwellers.
People with nothing better to do than to sit on the internet and watch videos and go crawl out of the depths of the most deepest, darkest places of
Excuse
hell.
me?
Places of hell.
Oh, heck no. So she thinks that the redress of our government and her behavior and the outrage behind it makes us cellar dwellers. And we don't have anything else better to do than to wonder where our taxpayer dollars are going. And it's not to you anymore, Patty, thank God.
And to come out and pick up the phone and use their email
redress
and to go after someone from a town in a state that they don't live in, and to start lobbying personal attacks against.
No.
And the video was made from the First Amendment auditor.
Say my name, say my name.
He made the video, he posted it, he edited it.
No.
He edited it in a way that was misleading.
No.
He ad-libbed his own commentary because I did not have a say, because I barely said 2 words to him.
That was your choice. You could have spoken. You could have made statements. You could have just been nice. Instead, you shoo him away like you have control over him in a very angry manner, and then start shooing him. So he just sits there and videotapes you because he knows that's getting under your skin. But this is not how you act, Patty, and you can't put off all the accountability on everyone else. Take some of your own, please.
Sam, Patty's going to fabricate a whole lot here, and we're going to go ahead and back it up with video evidence of what she claims happens versus what actually happened here in reality.
So he got all of his cellar dwellers riled up, and because I slammed a couple of doors.
Or when she's rude to the public like that. No respect for the public. Once.
Yeah.
That got the internet on fire.
What? It should.
And people came out of the depths of hell after me.
No. You're from there.
They came out calling me all kinds of names. The See You Next Tuesday was their favorite. They said I was nasty. They were calling me Nasty Patty. They were calling me. They were telling me that I was a public servant and I didn't deserve that job.
Yeah.
And that I needed to learn how to treat people. That how dare I slam doors?
Right.
Those are their taxpayer
Yeah.
doors. That we the people, that they wanted to quote the Constitution.
Yeah.
they kept coming out saying that they are taxpayers, all this stuff, and I am a horrible human being. I am all these nasty, nasty words and names, and
By the end of this video, everyone will realize what kind of person that you are because you will show us again.
all these nasty, nasty words and names, and I'm just a terrible person, and I
What?
don't deserve to have that job. I don't deserve.
You
And
don't.
how dare I treat anyone like that?
Right.
And I didn't treat anyone like anything.
What?
I didn't interact with the pervert that was recording me
Pervert.
for half hour.
Oh. See, why on earth do you resort to digs like this? Dan is... Oh, I can't stand when this happens. So now she's painting him as a pervert because he is doing a story, exercising his rights in a public place, in a publicly accessible area of a public place, and she's upset about it. Her ego is too huge to take accountability for her bad behavior. It's on you, Patty.
I didn't fly off the handle.
No respect for the
I have lost my cool on many, many occasions.
Wait, what?
I can have quite the mouth on.
Oh,
That was not captured.
what? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if this female, if you were working with her and that wasn't flying off the handle, what kind of temperament this lady has? I bet when she quit that they had a party, because she just seems like she is not a fun person to be around and projects herself onto everybody else and not take any accountability. Carry on, Patty.
I didn't use my mouth. I didn't
have
did
to.
not lose my composure when it came to what could have potentially happened, what the internet blew this up to be. What the internet made this video to be
No, what you made it to be.
didn't actually happen.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't exist.
Yeah.
The fact that I slammed a couple of doors,
Mhm.
that was it. He ad-libbed and said I was calling the police, and I kept looking out the window, calling the police, and he had a right to be there and record me, and the police weren't coming because he had his rights,
Yeah.
and I was violating his rights.
Yeah.
I was not calling the police. I was calling my office for help
Oh.
repeatedly.
What did
Help me, help me, help me, help.
What did you need help from, Patty? A camera? What did you need help from? Everyone else in that office didn't have one problem. Treated Dan with the utmost professionalism, respect, everything. You were the problem. You caused the problem. Help me, help me, help me.
I was calling the police, and I kept looking out the window, calling the police, and he had a right to be there and record me, and the police weren't coming because he had his rights, and I was violating his rights.
Yeah.
I was not calling the police. I was calling my office for help repeatedly. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. And my office did not help me.
No. There's no reason for them.
Brighton did not help me.
No.
No one helped me.
No. You weren't in trouble.
And they allowed this man to stand outside my door.
Oh, allowed.
In my window and record me.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
That's legal.
And then proceeded to go next door to my coworker.
Yeah.
And have a jovial conversation with him.
Yeah, he was sweet.
And then come back and record me.
Let's go ahead and address that jovial conversation I had with her coworker, who was probably one of the nicest employees in the building. After meeting our pleasant employee, Patty, I did go speak to her coworker in the office next door.
Does Patty work for the town? Or is she like part of a different...
No, Patty, next door?
Yeah.
Yeah, she works for the town.
What's her position?
Something with the assessor's office.
That was our jovial conversation, folks. I went into the office next door.
He was really
because
upset.
I was confused whether Patty even worked for the town because everybody in the town was so pleasant. But Patty, I thought maybe she worked for somebody else.
And then at the end of the conversation, go down the end of the hall and have a wonderful conversation, yucking it up with the people that I repeatedly asked for help from.
Why did you need help? Everybody else was having jovial conversations. You said it out of your own mouth. Why did you need help? Nobody else needed help, Patty. Why did you need help?
But no one could be bothered to help me. So the emails came in. They zoomed in on my wall, because on my wall I had my office already came with like this wall board to put to.
Listen, Patty, did you know that if you stand in a public area of a public building and there's windows, anything that is inside there can be videotaped? That's including your public wall where you posted personal, private photos. That's not on Dan. That's on you. You're misinformed. You don't understand the law, and you've totally messed in your nest. But please carry on, because this gets better.
Pictures or notices or whatever on. And because I was spending so much time in there, I would put pictures of my dogs, my daughter, my husband. I had pictures of me with Ken Coleman and Dave Ramsey and Dr. John Deloney, and just my grandmother, my grandfather, the Bardeen side of the family. I had my life on that board.
Okay.
And they zoomed in on those pictures. And they cropped them out, and they sent them to me individually, like targets.
No.
Like they were little serial killers cutting out little.
Hold on. No, Patty. They're probably proving a point that if you don't want your private information out in the public, you shouldn't post it there. I doubt very seriously if it's to this magnitude. And if it is, shame on you people. But I don't think that that's what this is. I think it is trying to teach you a lesson in public. What can happen in public. And you didn't need help.
Individual pictures. Emailing them, creating fake email accounts.
How do you know?
Harassing me. Saying that they're coming for me.
No, they're not.
I better watch out because they're coming down for me.
No, what they meant by that, Patty, is they were coming down for your job. It's taxpayer funded. You are taxpayer funded. If you're not making the taxpayers happy, they will come down on you for your position. But you quit anyway, so thank you.
So I immediately was I was dumbfounded. I had no idea that this could even happen. I'd seen videos like this on the internet before.
Have you?
And people interact and they start yelling and then they fight with the people and try to remove them from the board meetings. But I didn't do anything like that.
No.
So why would I be on the internet?
Your actions.
Why?
You were rude.
And this guy edited and made a video and was hoping that it would take off.
It did.
And they see a woman and they felt like, oh, she's an easy target. We can hopefully destroy her and we'll get some good clicks. We'll make a lot of money off of it.
No.
And then they went onto my YouTube channel.
Did they?
And they went through some of the videos that I'd made. And they said that, they were quoting the laws. I am the law! And saying how I was driving and putting books in front of my face.
She turned off all of her comments in her comment section shortly after posting. Yes, of course, if you have a public profile and you come on here and you call all of the constitutionally loving people in the world bottom feeders, what do you expect to happen? I mean, what do you expect to happen? It's the internet, Patty. Do you not know anything about the internet?
And I was breaking the law. When I had books in front of my face, I didn't have them in front of my face. It's perception.
A lot of things are. Really?
I have sunglasses on most of the time. And I would grab a book and it's in front of my face, but the camera is in a different spot.
She knows
And they're
perspective.
saying that I was probably in a town vehicle on company time and I should be fired immediately because I'm making these. But they nitpicked every single thing that they possibly could.
Yeah.
And these losers decided
Losers.
to just jump on every single thing that they could. And they made a mountain out of a molehill.
We the people, the citizens, people that want to redress the government are losers. Let's hear that one more time. One more time.
But they nitpicked every single thing that they possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
And these losers decided to just jump on every single thing that they could.
We're losers.
And they made a mountain out of a molehill.
No.
And they didn't care that there was an actual human being.
You didn't care
in
either.
that video.
You didn't care either how you treated Dan, did you? He's an actual human being, but you call him a pervert. Carry on. Here we go with the waterworks.
And they didn't care that what this guy was saying was one-sided.
What did he say?
Was not the truth.
Huh?
That I'm not rude.
What?
I know how to deal with the public. Ask any resident in the town of Brighton. That I have done everything day in and day out for those people.
The camera doesn't lie, Patty.
And I have helped them, and they have cried tears of joy because I have helped them. I've given them my time when no one else would. And I've
Tears.
explained things to them, and I've gone
Now they're crying tears of joy because you quit your job. Hallelujah.
above and beyond, and I always go above and beyond. Always at the sacrifice of myself and my personal feelings and my time.
Right.
And I am not rude. I'm exhausted.
Oh.
And he had no idea what had just transpired just before he got there or what had happened the day before.
Doesn't
or
matter.
What I've been going through since December.
Leave it at the door, Patty. That's not part of your job. Don't bring that stuff to work with you.
And none of those trolls knew anything about that, nor did they care. All they wanted to do was just tear down another person just for the fun of it.
No, because you acted awful.
And everywhere I've gone for the past 24 years in real estate, I've always been Patricia. This was the first place that I was myself. I was Patty.
What does that even mean? You shortened your name. You changed your persona. It seems like Patty, Patricia, whoever you are, you had a lot of problems in the past, is what I'm getting here. Like, this isn't the first job where you've had issues. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments, chat.
And that was my name on the door.
Oh.
And that was my name.
Oh.
And he stole it from me.
No, he didn't.
Emotional, damn it.
No, he didn't.
Because that is the name that is in the video. That is the name that's on the internet. And that is the name that he ruined.
No, Patty, you ruined it. You ruined it. Dan didn't do anything. You acted this way. You did this. Take some accountability. And he didn't steal your name. It's still on your birth certificate, your driver's license, social security card. He didn't steal your name or your identity. He doesn't want it. None of us do. We wouldn't want to be Patty the Baddie.
And now I can't even say that name out loud.
What? What? What does that mean? What does that mean?
And no one came to help me.
Oh, because you didn't need help. No. Just act right. Are you even crying?
So after I saw all of that, I text messaged HR and I said, "Are you coming in?" And she says, "Yes, I'm on my way in. Why?" And I said, "I don't feel safe here. I'm getting threats. There's people coming after me." And she says, "Call the police." And I told her what happened, and I called the police. The police finally got there, and they said there's really nothing that they can do.
No. Because they...
Which,
No.
I mean, I get it. There's nothing they can do. They have real criminals to catch because these...
Real criminals. Because there was no crime at foot. Like, What do you want them to do, Patty? The same help that, like, what if people came in to help you? What would they have done that day? What would they have done if the people that you called for help came in? What would have changed?
People are fake people. They don't live here.
No.
I had Canadians calling me.
Ooh.
I had people from Arizona and Kentucky and my favorite state of Tennessee.
Tennessee don't want you.
I had people everywhere calling me, everywhere but here, where I live, tax-paying residents of the town of Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
People who actually know the truth never would have said those things to me.
Right.
Never would have actually gone through the video and says, "Oh yeah, that's exactly her. Yep, that's who she is." They never would have said that. They would have been like, "Oh, you have no idea what she's been going through." Any resident in the town.
So what you're telling us right now, Patty, is that you bring your drama to the office and you probably emotionally dump on the residents for you to say that they all knew what you were going through. That's not fair. That's not good. That's not good public works. That's not their burden to carry. You don't bring that stuff to work. We all go through things. You shouldn't act like this, though. And now you shouldn't be putting it off on everybody else and just take accountability.
Brighton would have said, "Oh, that poor girl."
Mm.
Because she's been dealing with this, and that.
How do they know?
Because we've also been dealing with the same crap. And I would have done this, and this way worse than she did.
What?
I would have done more than slam some doors.
No, they wouldn't.
So then the town supervisor gets to my office and says, "Well, we have to keep you safe.
What?
We'll put you in Janine's office for the day." And I said, "No, I don't want to go there. It's the door next to mine, but it's behind us."
Keep her safe. They're just pacifying her because she wouldn't keep her mouth shut. They know that she's not in any danger. She just did this. No, they were just pacifying this lady.
Security door. I'm not going in her office, and I'm not going behind the security door to leave Melanie out in the open into the public. I'm not putting her at risk. If they're coming after me, they're going to go after her to get to me, and I'm not hiding behind.
Nobody even recognized Melanie. You were the spotlight of the drama. So nobody's even worried about her or anybody else in the building. And golly.
The door. And he's like, "Well, we'll put you back in our area." I said, "No, I need to be here. I need to work. I have things that I have to do."
Oh, yeah, I'm unsafe. No, I can't go behind the security door. I need to be in my office. No, I can't leave Melanie. Does anybody here see this drama queen unfolding?
Thank you, Dan.
And Melanie kept texting and trying to get a hold of me because she was on her way in. And then she was worried because she saw police cars there and I wasn't answering. And then she came up to my office and the town supervisor said that she was my first concern. Instead of my safety, she was my concern.
What?
Which again is a true testament of who I am.
Oh, yeah.
I care about others and I put others first.
Do you?
Before me.
Do you? Do you?
I'm not that person in the video.
Oh.
I'm not the person that all those people are saying.
Oh, you're not the person in the video. So you are admitting that your actions were a little sketch, not so nice. Is that what you're admitting? I think you're admitting something here.
I'm not Josie Grossi anymore.
And I don't read comments.
Yeah, you do.
So it's not like, "Oh, you shouldn't have read the comments." I don't read the comments. I didn't read
right.
comments.
Yeah, right.
But people did tell me that they put my phone number, my email, all the bad comments were in there. They told me about the comments later on. And by the way, Kevin, who works at the town of Brighton, is not my husband. He's my brother-in-law.
Okay.
And yes, I'm not listed on the town of Brighton for a specific reason, because I didn't want to be associated with the town of Brighton.
Oh.
I was there to serve a...
She did not want to be associated with the town of Brighton, so her picture and image were not on the website. So she didn't want to be a part of that town. That speaks volumes, Patty. That speaks to who you are right there.
Purpose. I was there to do my job. I did not want to be associated with the town of Brighton. I just wanted to go there and work. I was already trying to heal from the loss of my job and my identity from before. I did not want to come and make a mark in Brighton.
I told you this is not the first time Patty the Baddie's been cray cray. She's trying to get over something and she does not want to be in the public. Well, go to the private sector then, sunshine.
Wanted to go there. I wanted to put my head down. I wanted to just do my job.
And slam
That's all
doors.
I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to go through everything that I went through.
Oh.
And I did not want to end up going through what I just did.
Sorry.
Never in a million years
You
did
did
I
it.
ever expect this.
Your actions.
So I purposely did not put my name on the website, in the staff directory, on the assessor's page. I never even put my business cards out. I didn't want my business cards out. I didn't want my name out there.
Then go to the private sector.
I didn't want to be associated.
That's
When people
awful.
ask, what do I do? I'm an appraiser. I'm a realtor.
That's awful.
So after that, they said, just go behind the doors. You and Melanie just go work in Janine's office together. So we got in there and I started to have an anxiety attack. I could not be in her office. The amount of emotional distress that she had caused me.
Emotional,
Another
damn
one.
it.
Another problem besides you.
On top of the video, I got in her office and I started to panic. I could not be in her office. I said, nope, I would rather confront an angry mob of people because at least I can go out swinging.
What?
I could fight for my life out there,
What?
rather than
The words that you're using, Patty the Baddie, speak volumes as to who you are. So you want to throw hands. So Dan's pretty lucky. He's pretty lucky that it was just a slam door, huh? Golly.
being put into her office where I didn't want to be because she accused me of wanting her job, which I never wanted her job. I didn't even want to be there. I ended up there by default.
Oh.
This was the first place that I was myself. I was Patty. And that was my name on the door.
She didn't want to be
So
there.
I told Melanie, I said, I can't do this. I need to go back to my office. I can't be in here. I cannot be in here. So I went back into my office. She went into the main office. She grabbed her curtain. Put the curtain over my window. And then she taped up the window where the...
Yes, you cannot do that, Patty. That is a fire hazard. Those windows are there for a reason. Yeah, the fire marshal would love you for that one. Just mark another one off of failed.
rest of the curtain, or where the rest of the curtain did not actually cover. And I put my head down and I worked. They said that an angry mob was coming to the office on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday they were going to show up at the board meeting. So they said I needed to work from home on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Whatever.
But yet they left Melanie to work there.
So
They just didn't want me to confront the people, the optics of everything. They just didn't want me to have to confront them.
no, they didn't trust you to confront them. They didn't trust that your emotional stability could handle dealing with the public. They did not want you, for optic reasons, by far. If you're slamming doors, if you're going to come face to face and know what you're about to come face to face with, there's no telling what you would do. Talk about fly off the handle.
Because they knew how much pain I was in, that they knew that eventually it would turn to anger. So they didn't care about my safety because they didn't care about Melanie's safety by putting her in there with the angry.
No, they cared about the angry people's safety. Listen to what you're saying, Patty. They were worried about the public's safety because your emotions turn into anger. No, that has nothing to do with protecting you. That was protecting the public and its optics.
Mob. So they sent me home to basically just to keep me shut up.
Yeah.
Keep my mouth shut.
And you didn't.
No one showed up. The call stopped at the end of the day, pretty much. A couple stragglers trickled in a little bit later after that, a couple days later.
That's how the internet works.
Sporadically. But pretty much everything stopped.
Yeah.
They came in. They destroyed the hell out of me. And then it was done.
Who did? Who did?
All done. For nothing.
Who destroyed you?
For clicks. That was it.
For clicks.
And and I tendered my 5-page resignation letter.
Oh, tendered it. Because you're
And
tender.
yes, it was 5 pages because that's me.
Oh.
I don't quit things, but also I needed a voice because I had no voice.
Oh, I would love.
Let's face it, fam, the only reason she had no voice is because she didn't speak to me, and she acted like a fool and slammed doors. And
But also I needed a voice because I had no voice.
let's face it, fam, the only reason she had no voice is because she didn't speak to me, and she acted like a fool and slammed doors, and quite frankly, just acted like a child. Now let's go ahead and expose this master manipulator together, fam.
We're all done. She stands up, she gets ready to leave my office, and she stops, and she freezes, and I'm like, what's the matter? She looks out my office door, and she just like freezes. I said, is there somebody at the counter? And she shakes her head, yes. I'm like,
Oh, here we go. This one's good. This one's so good. She's trying to put it off on Melody.
the way she looked was I thought the stalker was back. And so I got up out my chair, and I was like,
Who's the
and look,
stalker?
and I'm like, oh. I said, do you want me to go out there and handle it? She shook her head, no.
As you will see, everything she said there was completely fake because Patty's the first
Look.
person to see me, not her coworker.
Let's grab some pictures of the office.
Really?
This is Patty's office.
If Patty's seen me first, clearly everything she said is false.
There's
And
the
I saw
wall.
his camera, and he's like recording. I was like, oh. I said, it's one of those First Amendment people.
Oh, so
We were
she
told
knew.
a month ago about.
So she had training on First Amendment auditors. That's what makes this even more crazy. So she knew what he was doing. She knew that he had the right to do it, and still acted like this, and is still saying that she was not in the wrong. Come on.
These people that come into public buildings, public offices, whatever, start recording, try to engage with people, public employees, public people, whatever, get in their faces, try
No.
to challenge them, and get them to fight with them, essentially.
Fight.
You know, violate their First Amendment rights. I had heard about them years ago when they used to go to board meetings and try to get thrown out and challenge and like, you're violating my First Amendment rights, whatever. They're bottom of the barrel, they're scum of the earth because they literally have nothing better to do than to go around and provoke people. And
Scum of the
I said, "Okay."
earth.
I said, just stay in here. This is not a public office. My office is a private office. They can't come in here. So she
Oh,
just stayed in my office and she kind of hid by the door. And then I sat back down and I started doing some work. And then he was just in the main office and he was recording. And then he comes out to the hall and, you know, he's just doing his thing. And then, you know, he's just recording. And then I'm
Just
trying to do my
recording.
work. And then he's standing outside my door. So then I just get up and I close my door.
That's another absolute lie from Patty.
Correct.
Because she got up right away after giving the finger to get out of here and went ahead and shut her door. She didn't, after seeing me go back to work and try to work and see me walking around the hall. That's
Nope.
baloney.
I don't want you recording me. I'm in my office. I'm working.
go to the private sector where you won't be recorded. Like, you've had training, you understand it, you don't want it to happen, then you're in the wrong profession. You didn't even want to be a part of the town.
Do not record me. There's no business for you to record me. I'm in my private office. Go somewhere else.
No,
So I close
it's
my
not how
door,
it works.
and he proceeds to record me through the window.
Yeah.
I have a side light on my door,
Hmm.
and he's recording me through my window.
Yeah.
And he like knocks on my window, and he holds up a bunch of business cards, and I'm like,
He wants your
and I,
business card.
like wave him off, like, no, go away, like leave me alone. I'm in my office.
Patty is correct for once. I did ask for just her business card.
Business card. Your business card. That's all I need.
Look at her.
I'll wait.
I'm on the phone.
I'll wait.
She also was correct when she said she waved the member of the public off, refused service, and denied me that business card,
Yeah.
which she did give to me in about 10 minutes and 30 seconds later after making me wait all that time. And we're going to find out she was on the phone with the clerk and the supervisor who both told her, just give him a business card and answer any questions he has.
Go bug somebody else. And he stays there,
Yeah.
and he continues to record,
Hmm.
and he's holding up his camera
Hmm.
at my window.
Yeah.
And he's just aggressively standing there,
Wanting that business
recording
card
me, not leaving.
aggressively.
And he's just this man with a dark beard
Ooh.
in dark clothing,
Ooh.
just recording me.
Yeah. That's Dan.
So I'm like, I'm talking to Melanie, and I'm trying to make sure he doesn't see my mouth, and I'm like, this guy is not leaving.
Oh,
I said,
no.
I'm not going out there. I'm
Oh,
not
no.
talking to this guy. Like I'm not going to engage with him. I'm not going to play his games.
The game
Games?
she's talking about is handing a business card out, guys.
I said, I cannot. I'm not dealing with this guy. After everything I've dealt with Janine, I am not dealing with this guy.
Janine,
I said, I'm
bring
literally
her
at my
back.
breaking point right now. I cannot deal with this bonehead. So she said, we'll just stay in here. And I was like, oh, I'm going to stay here. I said, but is he going to stand there and record me this entire time?
Yes. If he wants
He
to.
continues to stand there
Mm-hmm.
and just record me
Mhm.
like a pervert.
Oh my god, guys, I'm such a pervert. These business cards.
Just recording and just staring at me and knocking on the window and recording me.
He wants
Staring at me.
the business cards.
Now, let's go on to the nominees for Drama Queen of the Year.
Staring at me. Like I'm prey.
Oh, come on.
And so then I reach over and I grab my phone and I call down to the clerk's office because theirs is way down at the end of the hall and they can see down our hallway. And I call and I'm like, Casey, I said, there's a First Amendment guy here. I said, he's standing outside my window and he's recording me. I need help.
Hold
I
on.
need help. He needs to, I need.
Hold on. You acknowledge that he is a First Amendment auditor. You acknowledge that you know what that is. And you proceed to act this way. Like, are you hearing yourself talk? Are you just babbling? Ay.
Help. He needs to get out of here. I can't deal with him. And she's like, oh, well, he just wants to talk to you. He just wants to get some information.
Yeah.
And probably, I said, Casey, you have no idea. I said, I'm literally at my breaking point.
Oh my
everything
God.
I've had to deal with Janine. And I said, I just had to give my deposition yesterday. Now I remember.
Mm.
I'm so beyond my breaking point right now. I cannot deal with this guy. Any other day? Yes.
No.
Today? No.
No.
Cannot deal with him.
No. That
I
wouldn't.
need help.
Mm.
And she's like, well, what do you want me to do? I said, I don't know. I need help. I need him gone. He's been standing here for 10 minutes. He is just recording me like a pervert.
He wants your business card.
I cannot have him here. I said, I have Melanie in here hiding from him. And she's like, well, let me call Bridget. And that is this town supervisor's secretary. So she comes into the clerk's office. And then Bridget basically just reiterates exactly what the First Amendment auditor wants. And I said,
That's right, fam.
Yeah.
You heard it. The supervisor's office and the clerk's office has told her, grow up, just give him a business card, answer a few questions, and he'll be on his way.
Exactly.
I'm going to repeat. I cannot engage with this guy.
Oh,
I'm at my breaking point.
my
I
God.
will lose it. I am going to cry. I will lose it. I am on the verge of tears right now. And then I kept looking out the window because I am about to cry.
Oh,
I'm emotionally destroyed
that's not Dan's fault.
Emotional, damn it!
at this point.
That's not
And I have
Dan's
this
fault.
man at my window now for 15 minutes recording me. And my emotions are just ready to explode.
That's you.
And I
That's
keep looking away so he's not reading my lips. And so he doesn't see the terror and the sadness.
oh
in my
terror.
eyes.
Oh terror.
So Bridget, she's like, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to have Bridget go get Janine? I'm like, yes, please get somebody down here to get him away from my window. And she's like, okay, stay on the phone. So then Bridget comes down to get Janine. Janine refuses to come out of her office.
Because you're not in danger.
She says, no, she's refusing to help. She says, we'll talk about that a different day. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So no one is going to help me. I'm asking repeatedly for help and no one is going.
Does this tell you how people think about her in the office? Like, if you think about it as a full picture, she's calling everybody and they are literally just letting her implode. I think it's hilarious. I know that these people are happy that she's gone. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine dealing with this every day?
To help me. And she's like, I'm so sorry. She says, all he wants is to just ask you a few questions and some business cards or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've told you over and over again, I cannot engage with this person. I am at my freaking breaking point.
What?
And you guys are just going to stand there and allow him to stand there and record me.
Yeah. It's not
And I said,
allowed.
"Okay, I've had enough." And I hung up the phone on her. I got up from my desk and I opened the door and I said, can I help you? And he's like, yeah. Are you the assessor? Are you the new assessor? I said, no, I'm not the assessor. She's hiding behind the door.
Look at her
Oh,
attitude.
she's hiding? I said, yes, she's hiding behind the door. What can I help you with?
Hold the brakes, folks. That's not what happened.
I just need one. I don't need all of them.
Well, you had
I
a-
put them in there.
Look at
Oh,
her.
you had a whole stack, so I didn't know if you
Oh no, I got
collected
one
the
of
whole stack.
everybody's here.
Oh,
One of
okay.
everybody's here.
Okay, thank you.
Are you the new assessor or just assistant?
No, I'm just the assistant.
The assessor is not around.
The assessor's hiding behind this door right here.
She's hiding.
Well, yeah, because there's the door right here.
You're kind of rude.
I'm kind of
Yeah, you're very rude.
Did anybody hear Patty ask if I needed help with anything?
No.
hiding. I said, yes, she's hiding behind the door. what can I help you with? He says, oh, I just need your business card. So I grabbed a stack of business cards and I gave them to him. He's like, well, I only wanted one. I said, well, you just stood there and held up a stack of them. He says, well, I'm collecting a bunch of them. And I said, okay, here you go. And then he's like, oh, well, you're kind of rude. I said, I'm not rude. I said, I'm just sitting here trying to work and you've been recording me.
That was all a lie. She didn't say any of that.
No.
And then he just starts peppering all this stuff at me, saying that I'm a public servant. I need to know how to deal with public people, and I'm rude, and all this other stuff.
You are rude.
You know what? I am not taking the bait. I am not taking the bait.
You did.
You are low-life scum.
You
and
did.
You have nothing to do but sit here and poke me. I'm going to either punch your lights out, or I'm going to just fall on the ground and start crying in a ball. So I'm not going to do either.
Punch your lights out. Imagine just being an independent journalist, going in and getting business cards and meeting people at town halls. And this lady is so emotionally disturbed that she wants to punch your lights out. Her words.
In front of this camera, so I said, okay, I'm gonna take you to the clerk's office. And I marched him right down to the clerk's office and handed him off to them because they didn't want to help me. It's your problem now. So I marched him off to the clerk's office, and he just kept throwing these insults at me, saying that I'm rude, I'm a public official, I need to deal with the public, blah, 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 whatever, all this other crap. So I walked in and I said, he's your problem now, or whatever. And then I walked out the other side because it's a circle, and I slammed the door behind me so that he didn't follow me.
Her when she's rude to the public like that.
Well, apparently that's a mistake. I shouldn't be slamming doors because the internet went freaking nuts.
Well, yeah.
So I walked back around in a circle, went back to Janine's office, slammed open the door, and I said, Janine. And she was walking out of her office. I said, oh, now you're out of your office? You didn't want to come out and help me? And she's like, why? You wanted my job. Do it yourself. And I was like, I never wanted your job. I just wanted you to do your job well. And then I turn around, and the freaking prick is in my face again after I'm behind the...
Do y'all see this? Do y'all see? Look at her face right now. Look at her face right now. She is cray cray Betty. Cray cray Betty. This town just it's a blessing that she resigned because she is a liability to this town and all of its citizens. Oh my gosh.
Security door. He's right there with the camera. So when I turn around, I push through him, grab my badge so I can go to the other side of the building where it's secure. And then, of course, that door is a little funky and I can't get in right. So I slam the door and I'm trying to get in. And then I get in. I walk in. Sarah's not in her office. Trisha's not around. Bill's on the phone. So I just sit down and I cry for 20 minutes. On Thursday, they came back. The money must have run out. Time to make another video.
Money.
Bring a friend with us this time in their little audit mobile. The First Amendment auditors came back again and came to the town of Brighton to do a follow-up.
Yeah.
To antagonize.
No.
To come after me again because apparently the first time wasn't enough. The money dried up.
No, this is what we call a revisit to see if your attitude has changed. That's all this is. It's not to incite any more drama with you. You should have had an attitude adjustment, but you didn't. Carry on.
And the clicks were just not enough, and it was time to get nasty again and come after me and attack me and create and chop and just fabricate another video again. And once again, they came with no facts. They fabricated another story.
How?
And they created another video.
How did they fabricate it?
So they came into the office on Thursday, and I was sitting in my office working, as I do, because that's what I do. I work. I serve the public. I am not Nasty Patty.
I'm not Josie Grossi.
You are Nasty
I am
Patty.
not Krabby Patty. I am not all of those names that everyone keeps calling me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are.
No one in my circle can understand why I have not given the middle finger to everyone in the public and to everyone at the town of Brighton and said,
What did you just say? Oh my gosh.
F you, I'm out of here. I'm done. I quit. I walk out. I have every right to. But that's not me. I don't need the
I'm
money.
speechless.
It's not much money at all. It's public service, let's be honest. And I'm sick and
You ungrateful individual. There are people out there that would love to have the job that you're in. You ungrateful piece of crap.
tired of this bearded weirdo who is parading around in his little vehicle with little fake lights and stickers on it, pretending to be some public crusader.
I think you're the weirdo, Patty. I think you're the weirdo. Dan is actually an activist of the First Amendment that you hate so much. And you're the weirdo.
Who doesn't have a real job.
Yeah, he does.
And is pretending to protect the public against terrible people. Yeah, there are terrible people in public service.
You.
I don't doubt it.
You.
I've come across some of those people while trying to get things done.
You.
But I'm not one of them.
Yes, you are.
You came to me on a horrible, horrible day.
That's not Dan's fault. Dan doesn't get a Rolodex of your moods and your mood swings. It's not, you have to be consistent in who you are as an individual and leave all the other drama and mess at the door. That's on you. That's not Dan's fault for picking the wrong day and da-da-da-da-da. Come on.
Aggressively stood at my door and recorded me through the window after I closed the door because I had just given a deposition.
Ooh,
on a hostile work environment that I've been undergoing for.
The hostile work environment that she's been dealing with, but everybody else in that office was really, really kind. I wonder who's causing that hostile work environment. I bet that they don't have that problem anymore. Carry on, Patty, the Betty.
Months at the leadership of the assessor. I had just given that deposition. And then I just got done for over 45 minutes fixing another one of her mess-ups on a split merge for a parcel.
Oh.
And then you want to come into the office
and stick your
camera in and interrupt the work that I'm trying to undo and that I'm trying to protect the residents from.
Okay.
And you just want to come in because you have nothing better to do with your life than to go from town to town in public service and public office and stick cameras in people's faces to provoke them.
The problem with Nasty Patty's theory is simply the fact that everybody else in the building was absolutely great. They were all friendly. They all acted great. And then you have her, and you got her trying to explain it away here. It's actually ridiculous. I can't wait to read your guys' comments. Make sure you guys leave comments, hit that thumbs up.
Who comes through here? She's not fit for public office. She can't serve the public well because this is how she treats people. No?
That's exactly what it is, Patty. You have stated everything that is the issue, and then you're trying to excuse it away, but then showing your true colors in the same aspect. It's not working for you. This is not a good look at all. But this hardly ever happens. You hardly ever see a public official that resigned and takes to social media with a crash out like this. I had to cover it.
This is how I treated you.
Boom. Just like that, Nasty Patty single-handedly opened up the town of Brighton to civil litigation for discrimination against my First Amendment rights, specifically pointing me up.
Let's listen.
Who comes through here? She's not fit for public office. She can't serve the public well because this is how she treats people. No, this is how I treated you.
Boom. Just like that, Nasty Patty single-handedly opened up the town of Brighton to civil litigation for discrimination against my First Amendment rights, specifically pointing me out.
Because you are a scumbag pervert who sat there knowing and seeing how uncomfortable it made me.
Oh, come on.
As a woman, to be sat there and recorded through the window.
Dan, yes, you should definitely sue her. Like, this, that shouldn't even be a question. This is one of the most appalling egos I've ever seen in my life. Look at that face. Look at that face. Ay, ay, ay.
By an aggressive male.
He wasn't aggressive.
While I'm at work, after I closed my door to protect myself, which is supposed to be my safe space.
Okay, everyone needs this one thing, and that's a safe room. You need a safe space for you to have your thoughts, collect your thoughts, and be like, hey, I'm offended. I need someplace to be offended. It's a safe place.
The assessor's office is public space, yes. But my office is not public space. My office is my private space.
Anything you can see from public, you can record. That's through windows, Patty. If he crossed the threshold of your office, that's different. But he never did. He never did anything wrong. You were misinformed, as usual.
You should not be peeping through the windows like a pervert.
What?
And that's exactly what you were. You were a pervert, and you were recording me, and you were zooming in on my photos, and you were zooming in on my desk and my face, and you were creating stories about me and my family and about my work and my character.
Huh?
Because you have nothing else better in your life than to feed off of other people who are actually working, who are actually trying to save people.
Who? What?
I'm the one who's...
Who are you saving? Assessor? Who are you saving? You need to save yourself. Who are you saving in the assessor's office? Really? That you don't even want to be associated with?
Get a life, get a job,
You.
leave people alone, stop creating lies.
Oh. You're the one who has been lying through this whole entire video, Patty. You have made up all kinds of stories on Dan. You've called him a pervert. You said that he was aggressively filming you. He's not aggressive. He's holding his tripod. He's not aggressive. Dan's very soft-spoken, but you wouldn't know that because you wouldn't even talk to him. You're the one who's lying, Patty. Quit projecting.
Get a real life, honestly. Because you have no idea who I am.
Don't want to.
And now you've got people on there trolling my videos from my YouTube channel. I'm not a bottom feeder.
Yeah, you are.
I don't go after people for the pure pleasure of it.
What are you doing now?
I don't destroy people.
You're trying to.
I'm not an opportunistic scumbag.
What is this?
And that's exactly what you are.
No.
Because you ran out of money. You ran out of clicks. You ran out of attention. Because you got lucky because I didn't lose my cool on that video. I was holding...
I didn't lose my cool on that video. She didn't lose her cool, folks. Hey, let me know in the comments if she lost her cool. Let me know. Let me know. And hit that like button if you haven't already. I appreciate you being in here.
In everything I could to not break down and cry in front of that camera. Because I saved those people of Brighton.
What?
At a tremendous personal and emotional cost.
Wait. How did you save anybody? Is there a journal article saying how Patty the Batty saved the town of Brighton from anything? Oh, wait, you don't want to be associated with them, so you probably didn't have your name put in there. So carry on.
Because that's who I am.
Mm-mm.
Because you are a small, small man.
No, he ain't.
And I'm going to use the word man very loosely.
Oh.
Because you are disgusting.
You were disgusting.
Because you actually struck gold somehow. Because I slammed a couple doors and I got upset. And you chip.
This is gold.
The video
no.
In a way that somehow someone got upset, made a couple nasty comments, and it just like wildfire. And you got lucky.
No, he didn't.
You got lucky.
Mm-mm.
Because I've seen videos like that from scumbags like you. And I've seen people lose their cool, and I've seen people get violent and shoot.
If you have seen these videos, Patty, and this is not the first time that you said it, wouldn't you know how to act? Wouldn't you know what would happen? Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like you set yourself up. Like, you put yourself in the situation already knowing the consequences of your actions. Like, you're not smart.
Their mouth off. And I did everything I could to keep it in. I'm not a scumbag loser that'll break the law just for $1. I am because of your video.
You're not a scumbag loser that will break the law for $1. Dan didn't break any laws. That's why when your coworkers answered the phone for your help me, they didn't come because he wasn't breaking laws. Dan knows the laws. He does not break the laws. That's the whole point. Hey.
Because of your edits, because of your commentary, and because you caught me at the worst time, and because you decided that you were more important than all of the almost 12,000 parcels in that town, and you were more important than me sitting in that office, and the other terrified girl that was on the other side of that door that you didn't care about either, because there was another girl in that office.
Melanie ain't said nothing.
Also protecting her.
Mm-mm.
But I'm tired of you.
We're tired of
coming in,
you.
offering your own story, and all these other trolls just jumping on and agreeing with the story.
Yeah. We saw you.
It's not the story. It's not the truth.
Y'all, what did you think about Patty the Batty? Very rarely do we get to see an insight like this where a public official resigns and then takes to the internet and crashes out to this magnitude. Y'all, I don't know about you, but we actually got to see the real person that Patty is. That mask slipped and slipped and slipped, and she showed us and told us exactly who she is. And it's sad because I feel like a lot more public officials feel this way as well. Dan is not a pervert. Dan was not aggressive. Folks, make sure that you go and follow Dan, Auditing Erie County. The link to that video in its fullest is down in the description box below. Dan, thank you for all that you do. Guys, I will see you in the next couple days with a new video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you'll be alerted whenever I post. Thank you guys again for all the support. Be the blessing you want to see in the world. It starts with us. I'm out.